Hi y'all, welcome back to CHELL'S Kitchen. I'm back at y'all with another great video. I've missed you all so much, and I'm back and I'm not leaving this time, y'all. Today, y'all, we will be making homemade dressing. You heard me, we about to make dressing CHELL'S way. Let's get to it. Okay, y'all, let's go over what you would need in order to make homemade dressing. A lot of y'all might call it dressing, you might call it stuffing. I don't know what you call it, but we call it dressing. This is a meal we eat around, Thanksgiving, Christmas with the turkey and all the trimmings. So let's go over what you would need for your dressing. So of course you would need some celery. In my recipe you need celery, you would need an onion, you would need some butter, you would need cornbread, y'all. Now when you go to buy your cornbread for your dressing, do not get Jiffy. Don't buy no Jiffy. You need the cheap. You need the Always Save corn muffin mix. You need the cheapest cornbread you can find. Not no sweet cornbread like Jiffy. It has to be cornbread like this. If you use Jiffy, it's just going to be way too sweet and it's not going to be a great experience. And everybody is going to be around the table wanting to know who the hell made this damn dressing. So do not make it with Jiffy. If you don't want them talking about you at the table and behind your back, don't use it. Jiffy is wonderful, but not for dressing. Alright, y'all. Then you will also need some cream of mushroom. Of course, you will need your eggs for your mix when you're mixing up your cornbread. And then, of course, you will need poultry seasoning. This is the #1 key ingredient to homemade dressing is poultry seasoning. And you can find this right over there where you find all the rest of the seasoning, salt, garlic powder. It's right over there in the seasoning now. So yeah, y'all, we about to get to it. I'm about to show y'all how we're going to mix up the cornbread. And then, y'all, I'm going to make some leg quarters. I figured if I'm making dressing, I might as well go ahead and cook and go ahead and make my dinner for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and use some leg quarters. You can use leg quarters. You can use turkey wings. You can use turkey. You can use whatever meat you want. And today we're going to use chicken. And once our chicken gets done, y'all, we're going to use the broth from our chicken to make our dressing. So just watch. Follow my steps, and if you follow these steps, I swear you will have some of the best dressing you've ever had in your life. I have rinsed them off, and I have them in my pot here. What we're going to do now is I'm going to cook my chicken quarters in chicken broth. Now, you don't have to use chicken broth. This is just for extra flavor. You can just use water. But I'm feeling fancy today, so I'm going to use some chicken broth. We're going to open it. And I'm just going to pour it over the chicken like so. And again, you can use water. Then once you've done that, you just go ahead and go down with your seasonings. I'm going to use some garlic powder. Season that. Then I'm going to go, not garlic powder. I'm going to use a little bit of paprika. Season it to your liking. You can use less or more. It's up to you. It's your food. You're cooking it. Little season off. And then we're going to use a little bit of lemon pepper. And then a regular pepper. Alright, y'all, now what I'm going to do is grab some foil. I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to put this in the oven on 400 for about an hour. About 45 minutes to an hour until I know it's done. So, yeah, be right back. Dressing. So when you get your cornbread, of course you would do your cornbread like you would make it as if you were just making regular cornbread. You will follow the instructions on the box. And if you cook cornbread before, then you know exactly how to make cornbread. You just pour it in the bowl. And sorry y'all got this big bowl. My bad. I got my dishwasher going, so I had to use my big bowl. But hey, I just need something to mix it in. Even though I only got these 2 little small packs. Alright, so you just put your cornbread in the bowl like that. You will add an egg. See, for each box of cornbread, you will add an egg. Since I added 2 boxes, I'm going to add 2 eggs. If you don't know how to make cornbread, just follow the instructions on the box. You make it the same way. You just put your cornbread in there, put your eggs in there. And then you put your milk in there. I'm not going to measure the milk because, again, I make cornbread, so I kind of eyeball it. If you don't make cornbread a lot, then you need to use a measuring cup. You need to measure it out. Then you're just going to give it a stir, y'all. So it's all nice and smooth. You want to try to beat out those lumps. And you want to do your cornbread till it's about this consistency, y'all. See how I eyeballed that milk? I didn't need a measuring cup. I know I made so much cornbread in my life. I don't need it. I just eyeball it. So if you're cold like me, then you can eyeball it. If not, baby, get a measuring cup. Alright, so we got that all stirred up. Over here, y'all see my metal pan. I got a little bit of the mix in there, but it's okay. What I'm going to do is lightly spray my pan. Just like that. And we're going to go ahead and pour the mixture into the pan. Make sure you scrape those sides. Waste not, won't not. Yeah, I was just thinking this is a great time to come back and start shooting videos. As we all know, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all these wonderful holidays are right around the corner. And I've always wanted to put these on the channel, so I figured this is a good time to do it. Alright, so we have it all mixed up. We have it in the pan. It looks like this. Now, y'all, what I want y'all to keep in mind is I only use 2 boxes of cornbread because it's a Monday night and it's just my family of 5. Of course, around Thanksgiving time, if you're going to be feeding a lot of people, you'll just up the ingredients. So like when I use 2 boxes, if you're feeding a lot of people, you can use 4 boxes or 5 boxes. Of course, you'll use 5 eggs, you'll just up the ingredients. So you'll just put more in. But I'm only making it for a family of 5. It's a Monday night. So I just use 2 boxes. Again, if you're feeding a lot of people, use more cornbread. Boom. We're going to go ahead and put this in the oven, y'all. And let this bake for about 20 minutes, 20-25 minutes. And I'm going to have to turn this other one around so they both can get in there. On 400 for about 25 minutes. And I got it on 350. I need to turn it up, y'all. I'll turn it up to 400. So yeah, we're going to let that chicken bake, y'all. We're going to let that chicken bake for about an hour. And we're going to let that cornbread bake. It's 2 boxes, so it might take about 20 to 25 minutes. So once it get done, I'll be back. Okay, y'all. So what we're going to do now, while we got that in the oven, we're going to go ahead and chop up our celery and our white onion to go inside of our dressing. And you can cut it to your discretion. Like again, I'm only using 2 boxes, so I just grabbed about this many. I grabbed about 5 of them. Use to your discretion. Use as much or as less as you like. Cut them as big or as little as you like. I like mine a little small. Cut these about 1 inch apart like that. Alright, y'all, so I feel like this is about enough. I only use 4 of these. I only use 4 of the sticks. So we're going to slide that into this bowl here. Just like that. And we're going to go ahead and cut our onions. And I'll use half of it. We're going to use half of this white onion, y'all. Again, use as much or as less as you like. This is one of my favorite meals, y'all, around the holidays. Thanksgiving dressing. It's a comfort food. It's a food that I crave and I can't wait. Sometimes, I just cook this in the middle of summer, middle of June. I'll make some dressing because, who want to wait all the way to November for some dressing. So you can make this, you don't have to wait till the holidays, y'all. Y'all can make this tonight for dinner. You can make it tomorrow night for dinner. It's so good. Alright, so now I chopped up my celery. Now we're about to go ahead and chop up our onion. And this is how my mama made her dressing. So I got this recipe from my mother. Shout out to my mother, Giselle Lacey. I've always loved my mom's dressing. It's just so good. So of course, as I got older and started cooking, I got that recipe. And now I'm here sharing it with you, lovely people. It's so good, y'all. I'm not a big fan of stuffing. That stovetop stuffing stuff, you leave that shit. You can leave that in the store. I can't get with it. If you like it, hey, more power to you. You make this, you will not eat that ever again. I just can't get with the stuffing. I never have, never will. I remember being a kid, 5, 6 years old. I never liked the stovetop stuffing. I've always been a dressing girl. Got a taste to it. It got a funny taste that I can't get with. So as y'all see, I just chopped my onions up, just like that. We're going to add the onions to the stove. Then what we're going to do, y'all, we're going to go over to the stove and we're going to saute these. Oh shit, I shouldn't have did that. Hold on, y'all. I got to redo that. Because we should saute the celery before the onions. I put the onions in here as if we're going to saute them both together. No, we got to do the celery first, y'all, because think the celery is way harder than the onion. These onions been burnt up by the time, you know, our celery gets to the consistency we want. So what I'm doing now is just taking these onions back out because these are going to get added a few moments after the celery. I'm not going to put them both in together. Do not put them both in together. Your onions will burn, and it's just a waste. And how food is right now, I ain't trying to waste nothing, not a morsel. Shit, food is high as hell right now, y'all. So you don't want to waste no food. Don't put them onions in there. Go back through, get your celery, boom. There's still a few onions in there, but it's okay. All right, so we're going to go to the stove, y'all, and we're going to get this sauteed up. And this is where our butter comes in at. We're going to saute it in butter. So we're at the stove. I'm going to add some butter. Probably like 2 tablespoons or so. What we're going to do is let this saute. You can use butter. You can use olive oil. You can use vegetable oil to saute. It's up to you. Whatever you want to use to saute your celery and onions. I use butter. We're just going to let that butter melt. Once the butter melts, we're going to get the celery added. Our butter is beginning to melt. You're going to go ahead and dump your celery in there. And what we're doing is just sauteing them, y'all, so they can get a little soft. Y'all know celery is really hard. And don't nobody want no crunchy dressing. That's not sexy. We don't want no crunchy dressing. You want it to be warm and soft and savory. You want it to just melt in your mouth like it's supposed to. You don't want to be crunching on dressing. I don't want no crunchy dressing. I'm going to speak for myself. So what we're going to do, y'all, just let these saute. I say for about 5 minutes or so. Just let them saute just like that, all in the butter. Looks delicious. Gonna let that saute. Once we let these saute, y'all, for about 5 minutes, that's when we'll go ahead and add the onions. Because the onions only need like 2 or 3 minutes to saute. And then we just put it all in together and let it saute. So yeah, we're going to let that saute. We'll be back. You can see they're starting to caramelize a little bit. Now it's only been about 3 minutes, y'all. Y'all can see it's starting to caramelize on some of them. This is how you want them to look. You know, you want to just keep giving them a stir too in your pot too. If you just leave them, you don't want them to burn. So yeah, just keep giving them a stir to your liking. I'm going to let these cook for about a minute or so, and then we're going to go ahead and add the onions, y'all. So more has caramelized. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and go down and put the onion in there, y'all. Give it a stir. Alright, y'all, we're going to give this about 2 to 3 minutes. And then we'll be done with this. We're going to add this to our dressing, y'all, when we go to mix it all up. This is a key ingredient to your dressing. Now, I'm about to say, if you don't like celery, don't use it. But to be completely honest with you, you can't taste it in there. You're not going to take a bite and be like, ooh, celery. Like, you're not going to taste it at all. It just adds great color to the dressing, and it adds a really great flavor to it too. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to finish letting these caramelize for me. When I come back, we will be taking the cornbread out. We can check it. So yeah, our cornbread will be done in another 15 minutes or so. When I come back, we will be taking it out. We're going to let it cool, and then we're going to get into the dressing, y'all. So I'll be back. All right. Back. All right, y'all, we are back. It's been about an hour. Our chicken is about done. As you can see, it's beautifully done. The cornbread got done about 30 minutes ago. Once you take your cornbread out, your cornbread needs to look like this, and you need to let it cool for a little bit because you're going to be mixing it all. So just let it cool a little bit, let it set. Then I got my chicken here. It looks beautiful, and then we got our onions and celery. All right, y'all, so what we're going to do to make the dressing, give me one moment. We'll grab this stuff over here. Alright, so we got our cream of mushroom soup. And what we're going to do, y'all, is we're going to use some of the broth off of our chicken to make our dressing. Now, if you're not making no meat and you're just making dressing only, what you can do is just get you some chicken broth. One moment. Get you some chicken broth. So again, if you're not making chicken and you don't have a broth to use, just go to your local store and get you some chicken broth. This will work just as well. And you will just use this. So, alright, so this is our cornbread. What you want to do is break that cornbread up. Just like that. You can do it with your fingers too. I don't want to get my hands all dirty, y'all, so we're going to use the spoon today. You want to break that cornbread up real good, just like this. Break it up, y'all. Break up them chunks. This is how your cornbread should look. Cooked all the way through. Alright. Once you got that all broken up, we're going to open up our can of cream of mushroom soup. And just pour it in there. Just like that. Pour that in there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab some of our broth off this chicken, y'all. And you're just going to pour your broth in there like that. Put that to the side. Then what we're going to do, y'all, is go down with our poultry seasoning. You want to be heavy on the poultry seasoning because this is what gives it the taste. The more, the better. You want to go in heavy with your poultry seasoning, y'all. You want it to be thick. Just like that. I used the rest of that little one. And I had grabbed another one. I was at Aldi's yesterday and I seen one and I grabbed more from Aldi's. So we're just going to put a little bit more in there. Again, with the poultry seasoning, this is what gives the dressing that taste. The more the better. Once you got that all in there, y'all, give it a mix. Just going to mix it up. Just like that. Give it a stir. You want everything to be nice and moist. Gonna mix it all up. Alright, y'all. So now what we're gonna do is, again, you want it to be moist. I'm gonna use the rest of this broth off this chicken. We're going to use the rest of that. Like that. And we're going to give it another stir. See, it's coming together. Then, y'all, that's where we're going to go ahead and add our celery and onions to the mixture. This is what gives it some color. The celery is giving it color. Mix all that in there like that. And then give it a good stir. It's a million ways to make dressing. There's no right or wrong way to make dressing. Make it to your discretion. This is how I was raised, and this is what I grew up eating. And I make it for my family. I make it for my husband. On Thanksgiving, everybody comes to my house, of course, because I'm the chef. But yeah, everybody comes to all my family come to my house for the holidays. And yeah, it's just a great dish to know how to make from scratch. And look at that, y'all. It looks fucking delicious. Look at it. You see your poultry seasoning going all through it. You got your celery, you got your onions in there. And you just want to make sure it's all mixed in. It should all be wet and soggy when you're done, y'all. Just mix it in real good. I want it to be a little bit more wetter. So y'all remember when I had put the chicken on and I had used the chicken broth? I'm going to use some of the rest of the chicken broth left over from that and add it in here too. Gonna give it another stir. Then once we get it all mixed up how we like it, we're going to put it back in the oven on 350. We're going to put it back in the oven on 350, y'all, for about 30 minutes. Because what you're doing is you're putting it back in there and you're letting it like cook a little bit more. And you want your cream of mushroom soup to cook. You really don't want to eat that raw. So that's cooking too. Then what we're going to do is give it a taste. Delicious. Me personally, hold on, let me tell you another. Y'all better make this. This shit is fire. Fire. You want to surprise somebody, you want to surprise your girlfriend or surprise your significant other, make some homemade dressing. Make this shit. Me, y'all, I'm going to put a little bit more poultry seasoning in mine. I'm going to add a little bit more. I like my seasoning to be strong, y'all. In my dressing, I like it to be strong. It's like a party in your mouth, y'all. Fire. Alright, so I mixed in that little bit more poultry seasoning. Now what I'm going to do is smooth it back out like that. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Y'all see how that celery is giving it color? Without the celery, this would look like dog shit. See, with the celery in it, it make it look kind of pretty, you know? Make it look like we're doing something. So, you smooth it back out like that. Alright. Smooth it back out. We're going to grab our foil that we used on the... Well, actually, we're going to cover that chicken back up. Now, y'all, so let's say you made this meal just like how I made it today. You can use chicken wings, you can use chicken legs, you can use turkey wings, you can use a turkey, you can use a whole chicken, you can use any of those meats, y'all. And say you made it just like I did. You see I took all the broth out. Boom. At this point, what you can do, and I think I'm going to do it, we're going to add our chicken to our dressing. Just like that. We're going to add the chicken, y'all. Fuck it. So we're going to put this all back in the oven, y'all, for another 30, 45 minutes. The chicken can finish getting done. My chicken, y'all, at the top coat it's crispy. That's a crispy coating. So you can kind of call it like twice baked chicken because we already baked it. We took all the broth off. Now we're going to put it back in the oven with the dressing. And we're going to cover it up. You see how I recycled that foil? You see how I took it from there? Waste not, want not. You got to improvise. Stuff is high as hell in the stores. Girl, you bought some foil? You bought some Reynolds wrap, lady? It's like $6. I don't know where y'all from, but it's like $6 here in the Midwest. So we're going to reuse that foil as many times as we can. But alright, so I got it back covered and we're going to put it back in the oven on 350. And we're going to do 40 minutes. I'm going to do 40 minutes just to make sure. I like, again, y'all been watching my videos. Y'all know I like my food to be cooked all the way through. So I'm going to put it on 40 minutes. Once that timer go off, y'all, our dressing and our chicken will be done. We will plate it and we'll be all done. And now you know how to make CHELL'S famous dressing. Delicious. Make it and watch your family's reactions. It's delicious. We'll be back. All right, y'all. Our dressing is done. Halfway through, y'all, I went back and I took the foil off. And so halfway through, I went and took the foil back off. But look at that. It looks delicious. Delicious, delicious, delicious. All right. So there was a few things, too, that I wanted to hit on about the homemade dressing. My mama, like I said, my mama made this dressing my whole life. But she will always say, I don't know how true this is, it's never happened to me, but she will always say, when you take your dressing out, do not put it on the back burners. She said, don't put it on the back burners. Now, I don't know if this with like an old school, stove with the burners. I don't know, but she said, don't put it on the back burner because it will spoil. She said, your dressing will spoil. The cream of mushroom that's inside the mixture, it will spoil and it'll go bad. So it's never happened to me, y'all, but whenever I make dressing, when I take it out, I don't even leave it on the stove. I take it over to the counter. So we're going to take it over to the counter. I don't trust. So yeah, don't never put your dressing on the back burner. The only thing that I did forget, y'all, if you do decide to make this recipe, make sure you get you some cranberry. Some cranberry. That's what I forgot. And don't get the best choice, or don't get the best choice or always save. Get the ocean spray cranberry, y'all. Alright, it's all done. It just looks amazing. We're going to scoop some out. Get a big spoon. Move some over to the side. This is what you want, y'all. And you don't want your dressing to be dry. So when you put it back in the oven, make sure you don't do no more than like 40 minutes or so. But it do depend on how much dressing you're making, because if you're making more than this, you're gonna put it back in the oven for like an hour. It just depends on how much you're making. I only did the 2 boxes, so I put it back for like 45 minutes or so. But times vary depending on how much cornbread you're using. All right, so boom, that's what it looked like. We'll break out the chicken here. Oh, it's so hot, y'all. Oh, it's hot. Alright, y'all. So this is the finished product, and it looks and it smells amazing. We could do a quick recap. So we remember, y'all, we got our hamburger meat. I said my hamburger. We got our cornbread. You make your cornbread as instructed on the box. You want to get the cheap cornbread. Do not use Jiffy. It's too sweet. Once you mix your cornbread, you put it in the oven. You cook it how you're supposed to cook cornbread. Take it back out. You add your broth. You add your cream of mushroom. You add your celery, and you add your onions that's been sauteed. Add it all together, and your poultry season. You need those ingredients. Mix it all up, and you got dressing. Yeah, I think it's a simple recipe. It's not too many ingredients. It's not too many steps either. So yeah, this is dressing CHELL'S way. We're going to give it a taste. Onions on in there. Oh, it's a lot. Hot, y'all. So good, y'all. Delicious. I'm gonna get my husband some, y'all. I'm gonna share with the husband. Hot. Delicious. Try this recipe, y'all. Hey, y'all, once y'all make this recipe, I want y'all to comment. Come back to this video and comment and let me know how you loved it. Thank y'all so much for watching CHELL'S Kitchen today. I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I want to give a shout out to all my subscribers, to all the people who have subscribed to me and I haven't been shooting videos. I know I feel like a bad person, but I'm back, y'all. And I just wanted to tell you all thank you. Let's run these numbers up. Comment. Make sure you guys comment. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you tell a friend. I'll see you guys next time with another great video.